Hi everybody, glad you could join me today, show number 2. Yes, I actually came back and decided to give it another go. Welcome if you're new, hope you stay around, hope you'll subscribe and watch out for what's going to happen in the future. For those of you who have seen the first episode and gave it a like, thank you, I really appreciate it. Anybody who's liked it, anyone who's commented, and if you add this and follow me, yep, I'll love you forever. But anyway, today what I'd like to do is show you a book that I illustrated. This is a children's book, and it's actually going to just be a bit of gratuitous advertising for my book. I mean, I admit it, I love it. Hope you love it enough to go out and buy it. But on a more serious note, I feel it's a good book. It's a positive book, and it's aimed at kids, but even adults sometimes, just need to be reminded that when the world's against you, it doesn't matter what it is, wanting you to change, wanting you to give something up. Just remember, just be yourself. That's all there is to it. That's all I'm doing, I'm just trying to be myself in this crazy world. So, let's go over. I'll angle the camera a little bit better for you and we'll go over the book. And guess what? You even get to have it read to you at no extra cost. Okay, so follow me over and I'll take you over and read the book to you. All right, so this is it. This is the book that I wrote and illustrated, did it on Amazon. I would encourage everybody else to have a go because it's a bit of a learning curve, but it's also fun to do. So as you can see, it's called Be Yourself, which I both wrote and illustrated myself. So let's go inside, take a look and see what the story is. I drew a picture of Mum today. My brother said it wasn't done. You've drawn our Mum with great big feet, 4 fingers and no thumb. I said, well, look at this. It's a picture of Oliver the cat. It looks like he has 5 legs, said Marty, and you've drawn him way too fat. I decided to show Marty just one more, a flower in the sun. He laughed and said I should give up. My artistic life was done. Marty flicked a few more pages, saw a dog, a boat, a house. You can't even colour between the lines. I've seen better things drawn by a mouse. Well, maybe Marty's right, I thought. Tears in my eyes and sad within. If I can't draw it like it looks, I'm going to throw my art stuff in the bin. I was just about to dump them in when I heard my mum shout, "Wait! What's the matter, little man? Your pictures I love, they're great." "They're all rubbish," Marty said. "Nothing is as it should be." "That's not true," said Mum. "It's poppycock. Artists have a different way to see." And it was then Mum showed me a man called Picasso, who tried and tried all his life to paint like me and how I see, but it was hard for him to get right. "So remember," said Mum, "keep trying. Don't put your skills on a shelf, for there are those who will always be jealous because you stay true to yourself." The end. Or is it? All right, well, hope you enjoyed that quick look at the book. Now I'm going to just kind of give you a little insight into it, a little bit more about putting it together. I don't have any fancy videos of, doing it piece by piece like some people do, showing you start to finish. I don't have that because this YouTube thing was not in my head when I was putting it together. I will tell you that to lay it out, I did go to YouTube University, and there was a couple of different lessons on how to set pages up on Canva, which we do have here in the house. And actually Canva, I find, is a really good tool. I'm not very good at it, so I asked my wife to give me a hand with some of the finer stuff, like setting out measurements and things like that. But I got there in the end. Fair bit of struggle and going backwards and forwards between what I thought was the right size and then going into the Amazon book publishing part and it telling me the page was too small, so I had to expand it. But anyway, as you can see, I got there. So I'm going to show you and just let you know exactly how I did the pictures, because that's not a normal way of my drawing, painting, anything like that. I sometimes honestly get bogged down sometimes in a bit of detail, but I'm going to show you kind of quickly what I did and just tell you about it as well, just to give you an insight on how I ended up making the pictures look the way they did. Okay? So as I said, I tend to draw it a little tighter, not in this loose style. So for me, if I was going to be drawing like a house, I would probably end up doing it, like a quick house. Might end up, maybe something like this. But I would draw something like that. Very quick, but obviously thinking a little bit more about balancing the trees, balancing the four windows, making them look, a little more kind of balanced, as an example. So now I'm going to show you how I did the other house in the book. And as you saw, I'm left-handed. So the one thing I did was decided that I would do it with my right hand. The other thing is that if I was doing a painting normally, I would, draw something out, whether it was like this or depending on the house, I would draw it very lightly and then I would use that as my guide. But for the book, which I needed it to look like, a young child's kind of drawings, I decided that the best thing to do was use my right hand, which I have here, and I can't even hold the pen properly. So that was a good start, and I mean a good start. And then I never drew anything out, just had the idea in my head and then just kind of went for it. So if I was to do that now, it would be a little more like this, because I just can't, I can't get do all the lines right. I really can't control it right now. And then, you've got this, your door, your windows. And then, we got the nice chimney, and we got all the nice smoke coming out. And then, they're coming off, and then obviously with the other colours, they would come out. That's a big difference. But it was a big enough difference for me to actually look right for the book. And that's part of anything you do, whether you're going to be doing something a little more detailed and stuff. This is usually the way, like I say, I would go, but it just wasn't going to work. I know a lot of children's illustrated books have, artists that do them and very nicely. But I wanted my pictures to look more like, obviously, the young boy that is in the story. So that's why my house looks like it does on the right-hand side and not on the left. All right, so you've seen how I managed to draw the pictures. If you're wondering what the materials were, like the paper that I was drawing on, then the paper was actually this, which is Canson XL Pad watercolor, and it's actually £140, or as they like to say in Europe, 300 grams. But great paper. That's actually a cold press paper. Nice tip for you is keep your eye out for Blick when they're having any kind of sales, because actually very often they will have these particular pads and like their mixed media pads and that, and it'll be buy one get one free. So little tip there, and it's one that thing that I always remember to keep an eye out for, because why wouldn't you want to have two pads for the price of one? You know, it's like you got to do what you got to do. Now, if you're wondering about the pens that I was using, the pens I was using were these. These are Colours Acrylic paint markers by a company, I don't know how you pronounce it, maybe as Rayon, but I think I might have got these off Amazon. I enjoy Amazon. I get quite a lot from Amazon, actually. This is what the pens look like. This is the yellow, and that is a nice bright yellow. It's actually, the liquid is inside the paint. You can hear like a little bead or something inside moving up and down to stir, kind of mix up the paint. And then you press the nib down when you first get them, because there's no paint in the ends at all. And then you get really nice bright colors. So these are what I used, as you saw in my demonstration. I used just those pens for the pictures, and I like them. They're nice and bright. I don't use them as often as maybe I should, but I'm more for paints than pens. But yeah, definitely look them up, give them a try. I would recommend it. And I guess we're kind of at the end now of this particular episode. So I would encourage you to go out and get yourself some colored pens. If you don't do colored pens, sit down and have a go. You know, I write a lot of poems, a lot of them I'd like to illustrate, but I don't always get the time. Now, if you like to illustrate or you want to have a go, my suggestion would be just find a simple poem, one that you like, pick one part of it that speaks to you, and just have a go at drawing it. You know, you can go for just kind of a straight up picture. Maybe try drawing it with, you know, your non-dominant hand. But it's worth a go. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, I'm going to be heading out now, and I will be back for episode 3 very soon. I can't tell you what episode 3 is going to be because it's no, it's not a secret. I haven't even thought about it yet, so I'm just kind of winging it right now. But I'm having fun doing it. I mean, that's the nice thing. So you never know, maybe it'll include the Goonies. Just as a sidetrack, I love the film. And I actually got to do the Truffle Shuffle in front of the original house. But that's another story. Maybe one day I'll share a bit more about that. And if you're really unlucky, maybe I'll show the video, but you don't really want to see it. So anyway, back to the subject. Take care of yourself. Happy painting. And yeah, take care. And I'll see you soon. Ta-da!